As always, there were certain passages of play I think that we liked, but they weren't enough. Some of the first quarter is probably as good as we've gone about it for a while. We felt watching the last few weeks of Adelaide's game, if we could, possess the ball and get it moving quickly and get it inside 50, we were a chance. So I like some of that. I like the fact that we had equal amounts of inside 50, but it's coaching a young side. It's a weekly thing. It's interesting, you focus on something and you forget to mention something, and then that doesn't get done. So we went with the let's get the ball, let's move it quickly, let's get it inside 50, see if we can even up the score there and see how we go. But unfortunately for us, Walker and Tippett were not playing for us; they were playing against us. So we struggled a little bit when I got in there, and down the other end, with some of the work of the Crows to run through the middle of the ground and deliver that footy well. Our back struggled one out against those boys in particular, and I didn't enjoy it from an opposition coach's point of view, but from a football follower, I thought Jacob's ruck work was outstanding. He'll cause some trouble in September if he can deliver that to those midfielders. I think he had plus 15 hit-outs to advantage. It's a reasonable day at the office, but they were for the opposition.
A year into the big project that Melbourne is, how far are you from that big picture of being that team that everyone would want not to play, would hate actually play?
No, I'm not sure about that. I don't know, is the answer. Like, we're seeing little bits and pieces of things that are coming together quite well. We need to put as many games as we can into our younger kids. We need to, they need another tough pre-season. There's no question the ability to play 4 quarters against men and guys that have been around for a while. You just need the severely hardened bodies. We just don't have enough at the moment.
Did the third quarter just really bear that out, Mark?
Yeah, I think it did. 10 goals. I think 4 or 5 came from the centre bounce. We felt that, I think they've kicked 8 goals from clearances or thereabouts, and when they're ball ups and throw-ins, due to the mass congestions, you can send a few people around and you can try a third up and a fourth up, and you can stem the flow a little bit. But in the centre bounce, obviously you can't get a third up. You can't protect. I think that was tough work. I think 4 or 5 goals in 1 quarter from the centre bouncers.
But is this the toughest month?
I'm actually not too bad. It's a sad day. You never think as a footballer that this day will come. You always think you can play on, or you should play on, or what's the story. But it's to play your last game at the MCG and sort of bow out like that is a little bit disappointing. But the footy club's got a lot of work to do, and Neeld and his coaches are on the right path, and the players, and got no doubt they're in for a hard pre-season, and that's where it's all going to start for them.
Is there a message you're leaving to
They got a lot of hard work in front of them. Footy's not an easy game. It doesn't come easy for anybody, but it's not for everybody, and it takes hard work. And for those players that think it's an easy game, they're kidding themselves. And there's a lot of talent, but only talent takes you so far, and there's a lot of hard work that needs to be done there.
You suggesting that there's some sort of attitude or something mental that needs to be turned around there, Brad? Or?
No, I just think our young group's learning how to train, learning how to play, learning how to get better. That's where I think they're at.
Brad, what do you hope to your legacy in the future?
I just hope this group of players that are going to take this club forward, that that I can, I've earned their respect, the way I've played, the way I've trained, the way I've gone about my football. I haven't played a lot of footy with these guys, but I just, I'm going to miss day to day turning up, being a player, like any player. But hopefully I've earned all their respect, the way I've gone about my football.
You obviously were on fire early, you got into a kick before the first half. To feel, I suppose, good to leave while there's still something in the tank.
Yeah, it is. There's a bit of energy, a bit of spark out there, but that's the way you sort of like to go out. You don't want to go out when you can't give anything, and hopefully I gave a little bit of something tonight.
Now, for a sense of curiosity, did Neeld Craig unlock some secrets to Adelaide for you?
Not a great deal. Adelaide have changed the way that they played. I don't know. That sort of stuff is really, if you're in the finals and you're battling top four, you can tinker with that sort of stuff. We're not. We're sort of still back with, as Greenie said, we've got a young group, instilling the necessity to ingrain a few basic fundamentals which aren't there yet, and we'll get that over time. But you're talking realistically about tricks and tactics and that sort of stuff. But when you're coaching an inexperienced side up against that, that's probably we chose not to go down that path.
Well, it was one of the best things you earlier was that you tested it in the air, in defence, particularly with Brad.
Yeah.
Stella, essentially taking those contested marks and very about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look, early on, when we were going, that was part of the, when we moved the ball quickly, we were quite hard to play against then. But like I said, there was a fair bit of pressure going back the other way, especially from the clearances. And when they, Adelaide's defence through the middle, I thought was pretty good after quarter time. And if they forced us to kick the ball in long, we struggled under that. We don't have the power forwards down there that some of the other clubs have got.
Just a word on Brad's performance today.
That's summed up here, Brad. But played with a lot of energy, particularly early, and provided when the footy was coming in, he was able to lead up on his direct opponent. He looked very dangerous. Greenie and we've said a lot already, and we'll go through a bit more at the best and fairest. And he's a 13-year player at our club. The club's 150 years old. I think there's only 6 players, or maybe even less, that have played more games than Brad. Club champion, club captain, played in the grand final. He's for the Melbourne Footy Club. Obviously, he's a legend of the club.
You miss a couple, you can't return so quickly that the game is just so hard.
It is. It's a brutal game, AFL footy, and our players are learning that you've got to take your opportunities when you can. And AFL footy, as I said, it's not for everyone, and it's a brutal game. Good teams, they're a top 4 team. They'll hurt you back the other way as they did, and good sides will if you don't take the chances when you get them, good sides will come over the top of you.
Mark, how do you think Adelaide's place in the finals?
I find that stuff a little bit difficult. They're playing really well. I think they're number one in the competition for contested possessions and clearances, and we saw, some of that today. And history will tell you that they're probably around the mark for games experience, and you've got a couple of key forwards, dominant ruck, and a couple of mids in particular that go pretty well. So all those sort of things are stacking up pretty well. It'll be a good final series. They'll be a part of it. I don't know. Do they get a home final?
Well, it's be worked out. They'll get one, lose one.
It'll be tough work over there.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.